Actually, I was not expecting this at all. I was taking care of my mom who was sick, and Katana just started to show signs of pregnancy. So how does it work with feeding the babies and cleaning it and her is it limiting her movement? So trust me, I have a million questions. But what I will like to say is how much I appreciate Bully Girl magazine and how much I love them for everything that they've done for the bully breed and continue to do.
Hey, welcome to Bully Girl Magazine Podcast. I'm your host, Gigi, and today we are with our guest, Mandy from Xena's Legacy Bullies, and her friend, Katana and Blue. How are you, Mandy?
I'm doing okay, Gigi. Thank you for asking and thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here. We're so happy, and we get to see the little nose there. Is that Katana?
Katana is here. Yes, she is. Yes, she's due the
Oh,
ending the 28th.
That's amazing, and congratulations. And tell us about her journey and your journey with her pregnancy.
Actually, I was not expecting this at all. I was taking care of my mom who was sick, and Katana just started to show signs of pregnancy. So I took her in for an ultrasound, and they said, yes, she's very much so pregnant. So I ran back my cameras. Thankfully, I have cameras, and I did see that Tank, also known as Blue, did tie with Katana. So yes, they are expecting. So it's kind of sudden and I don't have much time to prepare, but I'm thankful and I know that God works on his time. So I appreciate the blessing and it's gonna be good.
Yes, it's going to be. And listen, do you generally keep one of the puppies? How do you do that part? Because it must be like, oh, to say goodbye to them.
Yeah, see, well, exactly. It is always tough to part with them because our dogs are like our kids, so then their kids are like our grandbabies, you know, and we don't want to part with them. And if you are having a program where you want to have your own line, it's necessary to keep one. But everybody's living situations are not the same. So for myself, my keeper is gonna go with one of my good friends down south. So that way I'll be able to continue working on my line, but also be able to give my dogs that I have the best quality of life because I just am not in a position to keep another one. But I think one of the things I think about a lot is it going to affect Katana? How is she going to feel? Because with my last breeding, I did keep one of Xena's puppies, and she did get to raise on Tank. So I think about that often. So I'm hoping that I can have a few of them close enough to where they can have like play dates still. So yeah, but it is tough. It is tough to part with them. But it's
I love that.
both are forever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, of course. And that's great that you can get to see them and catch up on them. And that's beautiful. Tell us, what type of dogs do you breed and what inspired you to get involved with that particular breed?
I breed American Bullies. And what inspired me to get into it was I ended up losing another dog in the past, and I reached out to my cousin and I asked more for a pit bull, and she told me, "Oh, I have an American Bully," and I didn't even know what it was. So that's what got me into the American Bullies. Once I really started to see pedigrees and I really seen the structure and the temperament and just how much wonderful dogs they are, I really got into them from that.
That's great. Do you test your breeding dogs for genetic health conditions, and what specific tests do you perform?
I have not begun that yet, but I have been doing a lot of research into it. I would really like to at least try to do as much that I can through my local vet. My vet, I have reached out for a few different tests, like for the hips and things like that. So we're working on it. It's just a start. We haven't gotten there yet, but I do accept any information and advice if anybody has it. I am more than willing to take it. And also the MVAR testing too.
Oh, that's great. Tell us, what do you do to socialize your puppies and prepare them for new homes?
A big part of that when they are at the right age, when they're old enough and they have their vaccines and everything, I try to bring them around friends that I have who have children so they can be in that type of situation too. I don't bring them around a lot of other animals, to be honest with you, because I just feel like they're too young at that point.
And which is your favorite bloodline of dogs? Your favorite bloodline?
I really like old school blood. I love Razor's Edge, Daddy Line, and I like a lot of the Bully Market blood. Taste That has a lot of that, and I really like that blood as well.
Which are you've been here before, you've been with us in one of our first issues. Tell us what's been new since then. Which are the updates, any interesting news, anything that you're trying?
But I think probably the most news is Katana being pregnant. So once I found that out, that's kind of consumed everything, to be honest with you. I have to put everything on hold because this time it'll be just me doing everything. So I'm trying to be as prepared as possible, to be honest with you. I was so looking forward to fire so we can start getting out and doing things and going to shows, but I just sent out to take a break. But yeah.
Right. And tell us about the steps of getting ready for delivery. How do you prepare for that? Which are all the steps? Because some people here don't know anything about that process, and it's a lot of work, right?
It really is. And everybody does things a bit differently. But for me, everything that I've been doing is like working with the vets and trying to keep up with everything that she needs to make sure that her puppies are healthy. And we did the initial ultrasound. Her x-ray is scheduled for Saturday to confirm count. And then we can schedule her C-section because she's smaller and I don't want her to have any complications with delivery. So then we'll
Mm-hmm.
also have to schedule the reverse progesterone and so we can find out when is the perfect time to do the C-section. And I have not ever had experience with a C-section, so this has been something that I've been trying to also myself gain knowledge on before it happens because there's a lot of things that I've been asking, like I guess to make sure that the puppies are fed when you pick them up from the vet, and if not, you have to make sure they feed before you take the drive because all vets are not. Mine is like an hour away, so I'm just trying to
Right.
be prepared for all of that and the ride home and getting them home and making sure they have a whelping area. I mean, if she goes into labor home at home, then we're gonna have to do the best that we can and so try to be prepared for anything in reality because you just don't know what's gonna happen and food, things like that, like making sure that I have supplies of formula so in case she's not able to provide enough, I can supplement, making sure she has the right supplements so that she's healthy during her pregnancy and after so that she can feed her babies and it is a lot to do. It
Yeah, a lot of
really
work.
last time I was super prepared. I had way more supplies than what was needed, but this time I'm like, I feel like I don't have enough. But I mean, we're gonna be okay.
Yes, you are. You are. And she looks like she knows we're talking about her and her babies. So listen, what about the after caution, the precautions you have to take after C-section? How does that work? Do you know how it works?
These are all questions that I'm going to be asking on Saturday because I have not experienced it yet myself either. I have a lot of questions too because she will be stitched. So how does it work with feeding the babies and cleaning it and her is it limiting her movement? So trust me, I have a million questions and I wish I had the answers for you. But I mean, I can follow up with you after Saturday.
We
Yeah, I
could,
have a
and
lot.
we'll be eager to see the babies.
I'm excited to see them too. I just I want them to be healthy. Mama and the puppies, everything. Just that is what I want the most.
That's great, and it speaks greatly about you. And the following question, in your opinion, what are the characteristics of a responsible dog breeder?
That's a great question. I believe a responsible dog breeder is somebody who puts their dogs before everything. Their health is number one. These dogs, a lot of people, they get sold a dream and they're told, oh, if you buy this dog, you can breed this dog, you can make this much money. But they're not told that you have vet bills and how much it is to feed these dogs and just give them a great quality of life. So I think that I think a great breeder, in my opinion, is somebody who treats the dog like a member of their family. To me, that's what I think. Like if it, I love them like my kids, how I said. So what's important to me is their health, number one, and I just want to give them the best life possible. So I think that those are the biggest breeders.
I agree. I absolutely agree. What type of diet do you keep your dogs on throughout the year?
Oh, that's a great question too. Thank you. I start with a basic kibble, which I know some people are not a fan, but it works for me. And I will add sometimes, not always, different things. Like I haven't really done a lot of raw. I have reached out in regards to that, but I will cook hamburger. We don't do chicken because my dog since I have allergies to chicken. We
Mm.
actually love cheese, and it is a stimulant for them to get them to eat. Veggies, rice, things like that I'll add into their food. But for the most part, like I said, I do a kibble-based diet for my dogs, and it works great for them.
Mm-hmm. And are there any specific brands that you prefer, that you think are better, or that you recommend?
I think that there are a lot of great brands out there. I've tried many. I don't know if, okay, I always called it Akana, but I hear people call it Akana, so forgive me if I say it wrong. I've always loved that dog food for my dogs. But I noticed that my dog wasn't eating it as much, and my vet actually recommended something from Costco's, which I was so surprised. And I gave him the craziest look. But he's like, trust me, it's got good ingredients. It's fine for your dogs. And it's the salmon and sweet potato recipe. So that's what I switched them to. And that's what they have for their kibble. And it's been wonders for their coat and their digestion and their allergies. So if it works, it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And those babies are big. How many times a day do they feed? Do they eat?
I feed her house twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. But because Katana is pregnant, I let her eat as often as she wants to. She eats more smaller meals, but I keep her bowl pretty full for her and fresh, clean water. Very important, always. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how do you keep them in shape? Because well, they are big and they have a lot of muscle.
Yes, thank you. Winter is a little bit tough because we're big on outdoors and walking them a lot, but I noticed that the sensor on Blue has favored his feet, or his name's Snake Dick, well, Blue, forgive me. I mean, it's all about what your dog can handle, but for the most part, the main ways that I exercise them is definitely walking and outdoors. I love to go to parks and things like that. That's what I like to do for exercise. I would say tug of war, but he's a little bit strong for me to do so.
And walk us through the process of purchasing a pup from your kennel from start to finish.
Okay. Just reach out to me and you can inquire about it, availability. You can let me know what you are looking for. Not just male or female, like what type of lifestyle do you live? Do you have kids? Are you by yourself? Do you work a lot? Like puppies are a big responsibility and a lot of people they don't realize that either. They just think it's cute, but you've got to put in a lot of work in the beginning so your dog can be well structured. So they ask a lot of questions like that. And then I feel like you're a good fit for one of our puppies, or if I feel like one of our puppies is a good fit for you, I will reach out to you and let you know. And people have the option they can come see the puppies, or we can FaceTime, things like that, which works. And if it is a good fit for both of us, then we can proceed with contracts and things like that. And back and forth about deposits. A lot of people like to take deposits. I've questioned it because I've got offer deposits, but a lot of people who I look up to have told me to hold off on it because there's too many what ifs and risks like that are unforeseen before. I will wait to do that part of it until at least the puppies are health cleared and everything like that. I go from
Yeah,
there.
that's
And
wise. Yeah.
oh,
Go
I
ahead,
guess
go
yeah.
ahead.
Third one finished. I'm so sorry I hadn't checked it. Well, yeah. So after we determine all that and we do our contracts, then I would give you your pickup date, or I can meet you and bring the puppy, and we can figure it out from there.
Mm-hmm. And tell us how.
It's not that complicated. I try to keep it simple.
That's great. And how can people contact you?
Via Instagram, Xena's Legacy Bullies. That is my Instagram. That is the easiest way to contact me.
That's great. So do you offer any health guarantees or support for your puppies after they go to their new homes?
Yes, the dogs will come with a vet cleared, which will show you that the vet certifies or says that the puppies are health cleared and they're up to date on their vaccinations and necessary things in that aspect. And they'll be cleared for a year. And I also ask that the people who purchase the puppies from me take it to their local vet and have it seen too, so they can also have the peace of mind and we can both have both of it, you know? So that way there's no if ands, or buts in the future. Well, this came up, well, you took the dog to the vet too. So not only did you get my vet's opinion, you got your vet's opinion. So that's why I
I
win.
love that. Yeah, that's a great way to do it. When you're in the process of choosing the best puppy for the best family, do you take into account the puppy's personality?
Yes, I think that's a big part. And I learned that with my first litter because I didn't really realize that puppies could have personalities, but they definitely can. There were a few who were super high energy, and then there were also a few who were very, very laid back and just wanted to cuddle. So those things they matter a lot depending on what people's lifestyles are. But there's no way that I can guarantee you that with this breeding that there's going to be these laid back ones or we have to watch them develop and see what their personalities are, and then I can let you know.
Yeah, and in relation to this, how do you handle returns or rehoming of puppies or adult dogs that may not work out in their new homes?
Thankfully, I haven't had to experience that yet. Hopefully I don't have to, but I always ask any of my buyers to reach out to me. reach out to me first before anything so that I can help because I will reach out to whomever I know and we'll find the best home together. You don't have to do it alone, and I prefer that I know where my productions are. I love them like my babies, so I want to know where they are. So yes, definitely reach out to me. That's what I always say. Please reach out to me and let me know first, and we can work together and we'll figure it out. Like you're not in this alone. You're after the purchase, so they're always going to be my
Yeah.
babies. Babies want
And like you
something.
said, they are like your grandkids. They are like your babies too. So, of course, you want to be involved. So, do you currently show any of your dogs?
I was showing Tank. I did show him. And I was going to bring him back out this year. And then I have this pregnancy. So once I get past her pregnancy and we do everything that we need to do for her and her puppies, then I'm definitely gonna get him back out there. He's ready. He's been ready and I'm ready and I'm excited to socialize with everybody and to get him back in the ring and I know that he's gonna do well. So yes, I plan on showing Tank.
I love that. What do you love the most about shows?
I love the bond that I got to see how I had. I already knew I had a bond with Tank. I knew that I had a bond with him, but it's a different feeling when you get in the ring with him. Like, and I made errors the first time, many errors, but it just felt so good because they want to please you, and it just feels good to show his potential and for just everything in all in general. But that was my favorite part. I loved how good it felt, the bond between the two of us, and to be out there and. I met a lot of great people, and that is good. That
It
definitely is
must. It
not.
must be really exciting. And what advice would you give to any upcoming breeders or someone that wants to start going to shows with dogs?
Okay. Advice to anybody who wants to become a breeder, really, really, really do your research. Research into what you're buying before you buy it because a lot of people don't know what they're getting. I think guidelines are important. I think genetics are important. Also say financially, really, really think about it because like I said, vet bills, unforeseen vet bills, there's so many things that come up that people are not prepared for. I've taken a lot of losses also. This is if you love them, it's hard to go through. So really be prepared for everything in breeding. It's not all puppies and love and all this. So there's a lot that goes into it too that you have to overcome. So that and also for people who want to get into shows, I would say do your research too, because like I said, I just threw myself in there. I didn't know what I was doing. And if you can find somebody who goes to shows often and have them kind of give you that advice too, that is always helpful. I say don't hesitate to reach out to somebody. You never know. Some people maybe they don't want to help, but most people have been more than willing to give their advice and share advice. So don't be nervous to ask, and don't be afraid because we all start somewhere. So get out there and try it, definitely. But don't bring any
That's
dogs.
great.
Please, no aggressive dogs and no dogs in heat, or sick dogs
Right.
because Blue got kennel files for 10 and he got kennel files the first time I took him to a show too. So there's a lot of things that people don't necessarily know about and need to be prepared.
Yeah. Do you have any memories of your first experience at the show? Anything that surprised you or that you weren't prepared for?
Um, yeah, I would say I didn't realize how, okay, I thought it would be, okay, it's not that it's not structured, the shows in Daryl, but I thought it was gonna be like, okay, at this time you're gonna be up there showing him. No, it's by certain class and everything goes as it goes, and it's a very, very long day. So I advise people if you can get a booth because you don't want to be just walking in circles when you have an area that your dog's be separate and calm and collected and not around. I mean, it's not bad for your dogs to be around everybody, but like I said, since he hurt kennel cough the first time I took him, I wouldn't if when I go, I'm not gonna be as okay, my dog's gonna go up. No, my dog's gonna be in his own little area. I'm sorry, you can see him if you wish. I will bring him out, but I'm not gonna do that face to face socialization with other dogs like I did the first time, just to be cautious level, yeah.
That's great. What do you think is the most difficult thing for people in the bully game to overcome?
Well, I mean, maybe that's a very good question because I think it's all personal. I think it all comes
Hmm.
like down to themselves. Like you just have to really want this. You have to be really devoted 100%. So if you really are all about your dogs and you're really into learning about pedigrees and you really understand everything that comes into it, you can overcome all of it. The losses to me are the hardest things to overcome. Me, I found the losses are hardest. But if you can pick yourself back up and keep going, then you can keep going. You can do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Who do you look up to in the bully game and why?
I have a good friend. His name is Omar, and he's helped me a lot through the whole process. Also my cousins from One Up Kennels, they helped me get my first bully, so I'll always look up to them. Omar connected me with Luisa Leda, who produced Katana, so I love them too. They're awesome. A program that I look up to is also, like I said, the bully market. I like their bloodline also, but I also like the family aspect and how they raise their bullies and all of that too. So I think those are a few people that I looked up to in the bullying.
It's really great how we can get to build our net and our community in what we love. Um, could you please tell us one of your goals for this year?
Hope. Okay, so my goal definitely was to take back garbage from him. I want to earn something towards his championship. That's what I want to do. At least if I could champ him out this year, which I have a lot of faith in him, I know I could. I would just have to get out there with him. But that would be one of my goals for sure. Yeah, I would love to do that.
Okay. Could you please describe how you would want things in the bully breed community to be 10 years from now?
I hope that a lot more breeders are on the same page and they're more breeding for the better of the breed. Like I said, a lot of people they don't really know, and they will buy a dog that has a lot of faults, and they don't know it has a lot of faults, and they're breeding to other dogs with faults, and then we just have all these bullies with flaws and health issues. So I'm hoping that 10 years from now it's not like that. I hope that it's not as money driven as it can be at times, and more people are really doing it because they actually like the structure of the American Bullies, and they want to preserve it, and they want to keep that. It stays true to what it was. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we still have the real American Bullies 10 years from now, and not just all these creations. I mean, I respect everybody for their own vision, but I prefer the American Bully to look like the American Bully standard and classic, like pocket, like that. That's what I want it to look like, and hopefully, in 10 years, there's more breeders who are all on the same page.
Yeah. What separates your kennel from the competition?
I've always said that I don't want to grow big. A lot of people, they want to have this big, huge kennel. They want to be known all over. I appreciate that, but I don't want to have a big kennel. I like personal. I like to have only a few dogs, do a few breedings here or there, and put my all into that. I really plan things, and this was definitely a blessing from God. This was not, I plan on breeding them, just not at this time. It just happens because of circumstances. But yeah, no, so yeah, sorry.
That's great. Could you please tell us what other hobbies or interests do you take part in?
Other than dogs, dogs are like my number one thing. I love to do things with family. I like to go camping. Like I said, I love outdoor things. I like anything that has to do. That's why I'm like, this weather needs to get nice already because I'm all about being outdoors. So anything that has to do with family, outdoors. I love music. I love art, things like that. So that's what I prefer to.
Can Katana or Blue or some of the dogs join you in an outdoor activity? Do you usually bring them with you?
Yes. Most of the time, if my dogs can't go, I don't go. No, no, definitely. I try to bring my dogs with me as much as possible. So I've learned many places that I can bring my dogs, and I bring them like always. It's not like I said, they're like usually always with me.
Right. I love that. I love to have them with you. And I see her and she's gorgeous and she seems a very happy and healthy dog. So we hope the babies are going to be great and she's going to be very healthy. Is there anything that we didn't ask? Any questions? Anything that you want to mention about your last interview that changed until now?
No, but what I will like to say is how much I appreciate Bully Girl magazine and how much I love them for everything that they've done for the bully breed and continue to do. They are amazing. I recommend them to everybody and anybody. Like it's a wonderful thing that they do, and I just can't say how much I appreciate them and how great they are.
That's great, and we appreciate you for joining us in this conversation. Also, please don't forget to follow Mandy at Xena's Legacy Bullies. And don't forget to follow us on Bully Girl Mag on Instagram. Visit BGM Warehouse to get some awesome bully breed apparel and purchase the latest issue of Bully Girl Magazine. Mandy, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. We can't wait to see Katana's babies and to keep up with you, okay?
Thank you so much. It was wonderful speaking with you.